So this is very serious, because what our people do not realize is that this is the building of a nation.
For a coalition with anybody that has revolution on their mind.
The work of the Most High going to keep on going. You just going to find yourself running behind it.
We're not a racist organization because we understand that racism is an excuse used for capitalism.
They don't realize that the Most High is literally building a nation.
Everything will be all right if everything was put back in the hands of the people. And we're going to have to put it back in the hands of the people.
And building a nation is going to take some pain. It's going to be some struggle because your hands are still baptized in Babylon. So this is the mental surgery. And you need that surgery. But when you get off that operating table, you'll be a little better. And that's why, but the surgery hurts in the process.
The word of God, how can we teach them to get out of their situation? How are we going to do that? Why people won't humble down to the word of God? Read what you got.
The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
So it say, arise and depart. Now the one about the enemy, 2 and 8.
Motherland, everything. I know where I'm from, I know my
Micah, chapter 2 and verse 8. Even of late, my people is risen up as an enemy.
So God said, even of late, his people have risen up as the enemy. The enemy against who? We're not the enemy against the people that oppress us. We're not the enemy against the people that enslaved us. We're not the enemy against the people that exploit us, but we have become the enemies against one another. What happened? You got religions. You got gangs and different philosophies that teach us to be divided. Yes, sir. You got all these ways of life, so to say, that teach us to be divided. All we got to do is come together on a common ground, keep it the laws of God. And we can have anything we want. Give me that in Joshua 1 and 8. Watch this, brother, because you said you already know. All praise, but watch this. Because we got to come together on one accord. It's time for us to stop disagreeing and finding excuses for the pettiest reasons to not come together. It's time to put it's time to put our mentality away in the things we were taught and humble down to the word of God. It's time for us to put aside all our differences. Read what you got.
The book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth.
So it said, this book shall not depart out of our mouth. You know what that means? Our mentality got to go. We supposed to be speaking the word of God. When we trying to solve a problem, an issue in our households and community, we supposed to do it with the law. We can't do it with emotion. We can't do it with our personal thought. Read what you got.
But thou shalt meditate therein.
So it said we supposed to meditate therein. This supposed to be cycling through our mind. How do I get out of this condition? The laws of God. How do I bring marriage back into the community? The laws of God. How are we going to get our own businesses, our own recreational centers, our own stores? The laws of God. Read what you got.
Day and night.
So it said day and night, this is supposed to be our mentality. Read.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
Read on.
For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
Watch this, bro. Hey, hold on one second. I just want to mention something to you. So it said, then we're going to make our way prosperous and have good success. So now, you were saying you already know what we're doing, what's going on. So you know you're Israelites, what you're saying. You know you guys chose a piece.
I was going that way. I'm the original man.
Right. I'm saying, like, you know, as far as your nationality, that you are, okay, Israelite. Okay, you do Deuteronomy 10 and 12. This is why it's important for brothers like you that are aware of it to be a pillar and example to the community that you may come from, to show that the Most High God esteem us high above everybody else. See what I'm saying? It's time for us to be an example. Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12.
It's more than just saying we know. You know, of course, actions must follow. Watch this.
Yeah, but you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Right, and I'm with you. And that's why our job is simply to plant the seed, and the Most High gonna water. We don't know what nobody gonna do.
I do that every day.
Right, but listen, our job is to make people fully aware of what their job is as an Israelite. As that nation God put on this earth to rule, we must make people aware. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people seriously think they African American. A lot of people think they niggas.
Real understanding. We didn't got from being who we are and start chasing somebody else's dream.
There you go. Now I'm with you.
That's what's wrong with us.
And like you said, but remember, it was stamped and it was brainwashed and stamped into our people from slavery, right?
It took a war to take this. It's gonna take no less than a war to regain this.
Right. That's why I said we had spiritual war. Remember, I was saying we fighting, but not physically. This mental. But watch this, brother.
And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee?
So it said, what does he require of you? You said doing what you're supposed to be doing too, right? This is the requirements of you being God's chosen people.
That's right. But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways.
Now, what does it mean to fear God? Psalms 119 and 120. Real quick, bro. A lot of people, be honest with you, a lot of people ain't here to fear God. What do they think? Or do they even think about it at all?
They don't.
They don't. You see, because they don't know. They've never been taught what it means to fear God. A lot of people think it means, oh man, you know, scare them to the point where they can't go to him. No, it ain't talking about like that. It's talking about having respect and honor to him and reverence to him just like you would your father.
Every day.
If you know your father will punish you for not cleaning your room rather than rewarding you, you would be like, well, let me clean my room because I know daddy don't play that. And I wouldn't expect no reward if I didn't. You see what I'm saying? That's how the Most High works. Remember, we are the sons of God. The nation of Israel, the Israelites, the 12 tribes, we are the children of Israel. So, with that being said, he always starts with us when it comes to chastisement and judgment. So when you fear God, this is what it means.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 120. My flesh trembleth for fear of thee.
So it say, our flesh tremble for fear of God. Read.
And I am afraid of thy judgments.
So to fear God is to be afraid of his judgments. Now, seeing that we as a people, we live in the poorest communities. We are the first ones to get shot down for the simplest things. We are the first ones to get locked away for 15, 20 years for the simplest things. Right. You understand?
Know why?
I'm finna explain why. Yeah, I know why.
Hosea 4:6.
Right, exactly. That's a good scripture. But like I say, remember this, bro. I'm trying to show you the requirements. All praise that you know some of these things. But what is it to you if you don't apply what comes with knowing who you are? You understand what I'm saying? This is what we have to do. We have to do this. All praises you know, but it's time for you to be an example and a pillar, bro. Now listen, hear me out. Hear me out. I don't know you personally, I don't know how long you've been knowing, but I know you ain't no dumb dude. I can see that just by talking to you, you're not a dumb guy. So what I'm saying is, you have to apply this because, are you from around this area?
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people know you and probably know where you come from. They seeing you change, right? Yeah. So once you apply this, they're gonna be like, dang, what's your name?
MB.
MB. My name not Sean, MB. They're gonna be like, damn, MP done came a long way. I wonder what's going on.
They start doing this.
Right. Some of them gonna separate themselves, true enough. But you're gonna have some of them that's gonna come to you and be like, hey man, I wanna do it. I wanna find out how you got to where you at now. You know what I'm saying? What you do? And this is gonna be your opportunity. Give me go back to Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Let me finish the scripture. It's gonna be your opportunity to be a pillar in God's kingdom that He's gonna bring to this earth. And guess who it's gonna be established by? Jesus Christ, the black Messiah, the true Son of God according to the Bible. And He gonna set you up as a pillar if you keep the commandments and continual way of doing. That's right. You understand what I'm saying? Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God.
Now we know what it means to fear God. Read.
To walk in all his ways.
To walk in all his ways. Where do you find the ways of God? Right. I'm saying, where do you find that? To be concrete, if I wanted you to point me to a reference showing me how to walk in God's ways, what source would I go to plainly find it?
Me?
No.
I'm serious.
All right, listen.
I walk in the way of God.
Okay, listen to me. If I needed a manual and instruction to find out how to walk in the ways of God, where would I go? What would you point me to?
I just told you, me.
So you don't believe the book is the ways of God?
I'm not saying that's not.
Okay, so the ways of God is the Bible. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, and don't get me wrong, all of us supposed to try to pattern ourselves after this to where people can look at us and say, okay, the way this man walking is obviously upright. People supposed to be able to see that in us. But if I didn't know how to walk upright before I'd be able to establish that way of thinking and walking, the ways are found here. Right. You understand what I'm saying? This the root. Read what you got.
And to love him.
And to love him. Have you ever heard a reference in the Bible showing you point blank how to love God? Be honest with me. Have you ever seen a reference?
No, not really.
Right, because a lot of people just guess, okay, it got to be going to church. They got to be paying tithes. It got to be saying I love you to your mom and dad. That's what a lot of people think. But it's more than that. Watch this real quick.
The book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God.
So he said, but this is the love of God, which is a requirement as an Israelite. Read.
That we keep his commandments.
That we keep his commandments. Read.
And his commandments are not grievous.
And it say his commandments are not grievous. It should be nothing to grieve. It should not grieve me to actually look at this man as if he's myself. To make sure he got make sure he got the things I got. All I'm saying is we have to look out for one another. You understand what I'm saying? We got to correct one another. And a lot of times that ain't easy to do. Because you know a lot of our people take offense by the smallest things. But you being your brother's keeper and getting the blood off your hands, you're going to correct them anyway. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you love God. Matter of fact, give me that last verse in chapter 4, 1 John 4 and the last verse. Watch this right quick, real quick, bro.
The book of 1 John chapter 4 and verse 21. And this commandment have we from him. Verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother.
So it said, if a man say he love God, but he hate his brothers, who we see every day, read.
He is a liar.
So it say he is a liar. You understand what I'm saying? That's the reason why, like I say, once again, we got to correct one another. So what standard would I correct you by? Right here. I can't correct you off my mind. I got to go to the ways of God and say, brother, you walk in disorder. Brother, you breaking the Sabbath day. Right. Brother, did you know you're supposed to grow a beard on your face and not shave your head bald? Right. Brother, did you know you're supposed to put fringes on your clothes? Sister, right. Did you know you're supposed to keep your head covered when the word going out? Sister, right. You know you're supposed to put a dress on, cover up your body so you don't be enticing people and making people lust after you. Right. That's how we're supposed to correct one another. But and that's the, listen, that's the only, you can't do it to everybody. That's what you're saying, right? Right. I'm gonna say you can do it, but a lot of people don't receive it. You understand? But listen to me though. Listen to me real quick. The thing is, unless we come back to this understanding as Israelites and keep the commandments of God, we will always be in this captivity, going to our enemies for the want of all things, Deuteronomy 28:45. We will always be going to the enemy for shoes, clothes, water, food, what else? Housing, driver's license. All these trees growing freely, right? But we got to go to a lumber store to build a house.
That's right.
All this water falling freely from the sky, but you got to go to a utility division to get access to water. That's right. Legal. Did you know? Go ahead. What was you gonna say?
But like I said earlier, Jose 4:6.
Right. Destroy for the lack of knowledge. Right. You want to read it?
Read it.
All right. Watch this. That's good.
That right there tell you about the original man. We
Watch
are.
This. Let me show you something else there, 4 and 6.
That's getting ready to tell you right there.
Right.
What's wrong with us as a people?
You're right. Watch this.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
They don't know who they are and what they're
doing. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
So what knowledge is it referring to right here?
Knowledge of the Creator, knowledge of self, knowledge of the world.
Okay. So where do you go if I was destroyed for the lack of knowledge? Where would I go to get to learn that knowledge? There you go. All praise. That's my point. So with that being said, I ain't gonna hold you long. Let me finish reading this, and then I got one more quick thing I want to show you, bro. I ain't gonna hold you long. Watch this.
The book of Malachi, chapter 2 and verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
So it said we were destroyed for that lack of knowledge, right? Us being, we supposed to consider ourselves the priests of God, because we supposed to be the ones giving people what? The knowledge of God. Watch
That's right.
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
That's why we read out the Bible to show our people who they are, what they doing wrong, how to fix their wrong. We always refer to the Bible because it say our lips are supposed to keep knowledge. They're supposed to seek the law at our mouth. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I'm reading out of the book of the law right now. Deuteronomy 28:45 real quick, briefly. All right. In a nutshell, what we are doing is proving to our people that we are the Israelites. And when I say our people, I'm not just talking about black people in Nashville. Judah, you see it say American blacks, Haitians, Benjamin say West Indians, Levi say Haitians, so on and so forth. You got the Native Americans, you got the so-called Puerto Ricans, Cubans, all these are your people. All these are your people. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
So it's all these curses gonna pursue us and overtake us until we be destroyed. Would you not agree? You done been outside of Nashville, I'm sure, right? You done been outside of Nashville, so you probably done been to some of the areas where we in the ghettos and other cities, right? Detroit. Oh yeah, Detroit real bad. So when you look around, when you see our people, would you not agree that we are destroyed?
It's like this in every community.
It's out there in every city, in every, you know what I mean?
You got a liquor store in every.
You got a liquor store in every corner. What else? You got the drug dealers. What else? You got whole prostitutes. Yep. What else? Hey, it's like that in every city, right? This is why.
Only
what?
In our community.
Like you said, in our community. Dude, like I say, the person who owns this store right here, what nation of people? Like an Arab?
Yeah.
Alright, you ever seen his house? No. But you don't live nowhere around here.
I can pretty much picture because I work, that's what I do, I build houses.
Okay, so you carpenter. Okay.
I work on their stuff.
Right.
They have 5 bedrooms, 4-car garage, swimming pools, all that.
Yeah, you say a swimming pool, 4-car garages.
All that.
Okay, see what I'm saying? That's the point. That's the
They
point.
ain't got no drugs and
Right. Ain't none of that stuff. They ain't got no liquor stores and no drugs. There's no prostitutes on their corners. But guess what though? Guess who fund all that?
We do.
Look, but right, true enough. But guess who else fund all that in your community behind closed doors?
The government.
They do. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Hey, yeah, they do. Behind closed doors, guess what they doing? They sleeping with your women. They promoting this prostitution. They promoting you getting drunk and high.
Right.
They promoting you standing on the corner selling drugs.
Right.
They provide all the accessories and materials you need to have success in that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Then get what? To shade all that, they'll give you $30 worth of credit a month to go in there and get you some beer and some cigars.
And it's only happening because we as a people allow it. This is our community.
Right. But
we control what goes on in here.
Right.
And if we don't stand up, see, I put this on my Facebook page. If we don't stand up as men, the government put the woman in the head of the house.
Right. The scriptures say that the woman was going to rule over us.
But the woman
is
is
a
not the
prophecy.
head of the house.
Right. You're absolutely right. According to 1 Corinthians 11. All right.
What I say is the law.
Right.
I can fire my woman because I value her opinion.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I get the last say so. What's going to happen?
That's according to scripture. All right, but let me ask you this though. Like I say, once again, for you to teach that to a community of people,
Hey, step back for a second.
for you to teach that to a community of people that don't have that way of thinking, what standard would you go to show them that? Because
honestly,
go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest with you. No matter where you go with it, you got those that's caught up in
Right. Everybody ain't gonna see
somebody else's dream.
Right. Everybody ain't gonna see.
Else's lifestyle.
Right.
Instead of pursuing what they need to.
Right.
They chasing falsehood.
Right.
Also, that book said, beware of false prophets.
Right. Exactly.
And you got a whole lot of them.
So.
You feel what I'm
Right,
saying?
I'm with you.
They bring
Check this out.
crap out here, and then we as a people, we see it and we like, oh,
Right.
that looks good.
So, check this out. You're right. Like I say, a lot of stuff you saying is definitely true, and is lining up with what the book's saying. This is what I'm saying though. Once they see you applying God's laws, all right? Once they see the application and the change in MP, which I'm not saying they're not seeing changes now.
No, they do.
But the point I'm making is, once they see this, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna have a huge impact. Matter of fact, give me one right quick. Give me
See, I used to be him. I
Exit
was slinging dope, shooting pistols and all that. I don't do that no more.
All praise. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. A lot of us come from them backgrounds. Check this out though. Let me say something. Do you know what's the difference between this day right now and every other day of the week?
Yeah.
What is it?
The other day of the week is the history. The day is the day. You don't guarantee tomorrow. So
right. That's true. But I'm saying,
you lay down at night, now wake up tomorrow.
But I'm saying, hey, y'all make sure the brother get a fly. But I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. What's the difference between Sunday through Friday and Saturday? Is there any difference, or is it just day to day, same day?
No.
There's no difference, no separation.
One day of the day is the Sabbath.
Okay, one of those days is the Sabbath. Which day is the Sabbath out of the 7 days? Saturday, which would be what, today, right?
Yes.
So what's the law? What's the sub laws that go with keeping the Sabbath day? How do you keep the Sabbath day holy? Are you familiar? Matter of fact, where would you go to find out first? You have to go here, right? Yeah. Okay, so are you familiar with the sub law? Because it's very important. It's very important to keep the Sabbath day. I'm telling you, this is a great way to start your reverence to God. You coming back to God. He said, what's that in Exodus 31 about the sign between Israel? Exodus 31:16, something like that?
Somewhere in 31.
All right. Yeah, look for 31 and 16. I think it's 16. Real quick, verse 16. It's 31 right here. Yeah. Watch this real quick. This is how important it is to keep the Sabbath day. Watch this.
The book of Exodus, chapter 31, and
especially a man like yourself that understand a lot of what to do to fix the problem. But like I say, you gotta show people, when you apply the laws of God and they see it, that's when people gonna start saying, man, people really doing something different, man. I'm trying to find out what's going on. And it's gonna change your life. It's gonna change the community, believe it or not. Read what you got.
Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout the generations.
So it say the children of Israel must keep the Sabbath and observe the Sabbath throughout their generations. Watch this.
For a perpetual covenant.
Perpetual means everlasting. For an everlasting covenant. As long as our people are still here, which we are, it says we supposed to be keeping this covenant. Watch this.
That's right.
It is a sign between me and the children of Israel.
So he said, keeping the Sabbath day, which is Saturday, from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, is the Sabbath of the Lord.
That's
keeping
right.
that is a what?
Is a sign between me and the children of Israel.
So he said it's a sign between him and the children of Israel. These people right here. Exodus 28. Now, where do you go to find the sub-laws? If you want to keep this day holy, if you want to continue this sign between you and him, now if you expect the Most High to bless you, we must reverence him and do what he asks us to do as his people.
That's right.
So, if you want to honor God and keep the Sabbath day, where would you go to find the sub-laws? In the Bible, right? Are you familiar with any of them? That's cool. Let me brush on it right quick. And I want to leave you with this, because like I say, in order to change, you got to put yourself around people that's making that same change. You got to put yourself around people that's going to provoke you to do the right thing. You
That's right.
If you trying to, and don't get me wrong, it's going to be times where you're going to be the only one around that's doing right. That's when you are the light to the people.
Right.
But when it comes to exhortation and you trying to continue in this truth, you cannot do this by yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Right.
Talking about.
Right. We can't do this by ourselves. So it's important for us to congregate. Watch this.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it
So
holy.
it's going to give instruction on how to keep the Sabbath day holy. Read.
6 days shalt thou labor.
So it's saying you got 6 days to labor, which is Sunday to what?
Friday.
Sunday to Friday. You got 6 days to labor and do what?
And do all thy work.
That means all your personal business, cut your grass, cut your hair, clean your house, wash your car. You got 6 days to fit that. You got 6 days to fit that in. Read.
But the seventh day
But the seventh day, once you get to that 7th day of that week, read.
is the Sabbath of the Lord thy
When
God.
it say the Sabbath of the Lord thy God, remember it say it's a sign between him and only this people.
That's
he said
right.
the Israelites. Remember, the children of Israel. Watch this.
In it thou shalt not do any work.
So let's say in that day, once you make it to the 7th day, you shall not do any work. Read.
Thou, nor thy son, nor thy
So
daughter.
your household can't do no work. They can't do no cooking and cleaning and sweeping and none of that. Read.
Verse 11.
It's very important. Watch this.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth,
So he's saying 6 days he made heaven and earth. Read.
Bring it out.
the sea and all that in them is,
So he said the sea and everything that's in them. Read.
and rested the 7th day.
On the 7th day he rested. Remember, he says a sign between him and the children of Israel.
That's
Just
right.
like he rested on the 7th day, he expect his children to rest on the 7th day as well.
That's
All right,
right.
give me real quick 2 more scriptures pertaining to the Sabbath. I'm gonna let you go. Exodus 16:23. All this is important because remember, you can't walk this walk alone. If you're trying to make some serious changes, MP, if you're trying to come back to your nationality, if you're trying to keep the commandments of God, he got it, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. If you're trying to come back to your nationality and show the people how to become God's chosen people once again, this is what we got to do. We got to keep the Sabbath day holy. We got to congregate. We got to fellowship. We got to be around one another and communicate often with one another, build each other up. We got to keep each other out of harm's way, which is sin. You understand what I'm saying? That's our job.
Bring it out.
That's our job. Watch this.
The book of Exodus, chapter 16 and verse 23.
Watch this.
And he said unto them, this is that which the Lord hath said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath.
So this will be Friday. It said tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath. So this will be Friday. This is what you're supposed to do on Friday.
Unto the Lord. Bake that which he will bake today.
So it said bake what you gonna bake today, which means cook what you gonna cook.
And seed that you will seed.
Seed that you will seed is boil what you gonna boil. So bake what you gonna bake or boil what you gonna boil. However you want to cook it. Do it the day before the Sabbath. Read.
And that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning.
So it say that which remaineth lay over so it can be kept to the morning. That morning would be the following day, which will make it what?
Sabbath.
The Sabbath day. So we don't cook on the Sabbath. According to the scriptures, we can eat, but you got to prepare your food the day before.
That's
All
right.
Understand that. Nehemiah 10:31 is one more statute on the Sabbath day I want to show you. If you start applying this, matter of fact, make sure you get a flyer and contact information. You can start applying this today.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, the thing about it is, and you probably can bear witness to what I'm about to say. A lot of times, a lot of our people had a thought to change, but we often procrastinate the change to the point where it becomes too late. That's why the scriptures say, make no tarry to turn to the Lord. Just like when you first came up, I can tell you was knowledgeable. Like you were saying, you know a lot, you know some of these things, right? But we can't keep putting off the step-by-step process of change. Hey, did he get a fly? All right, keep reading.
Nehemiah
Watch
chapter
this.
10 and verse 31. And if the people of the land bring wares or any victuals.
So this is on the Sabbath day. So it say the people of the land bring ware or any victuals. That means anything trying to sell it to us. Read.
On the Sabbath day?
On the Sabbath day. Watch this.
To sell. That we would not buy it.
So we say we not supposed to buy of anything that somebody trying to sell us on the Sabbath day. Which means we can't shop. What else goes into shopping? Trading and selling. You understand? All that's equivalent. We exchanging money. If we exchanging money for profit, or if we sit up there buying something we could have bought 6 days ago, you understand? Well, so we had 6 days to buy, that would be considered transgressing the Sabbath. So we don't do no buy, sell, trading. We don't cook, and remember say don't work. All this stuff you can start today. And guess what? There will be a sign to God that you're trying to reverence him. There'll be a sign to God that you actually trying to repent and come back as his chosen people.
That's right.
There'll be a sign to God that you acknowledging him and keeping his commandments. You understand what I'm saying? Look, I'm gonna say this, bro. Make sure you read that flyer. Make sure you contact us. We need all our men on one accord. We need all the men to get out here and help us do the same thing we doing. You see how much work we got to do? So ain't no time for playing games and just kicking it and laughing and joking.
I'm serious.
All that's, you know, all that's we gotta put that away. We got too much work to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. That's right. Take care of us. Take care of us. And our children too. And our children too. We have abandoned. We have abandoned. How are you? How are you? People want to know who's the king.
O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father. O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father.
Now why they trying to make it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sounds wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.